Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Amawam Rakar. Back with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakar HaKodash. Double honors, as always, to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the elect, and to the great multitude destined for salvation. So my last lesson, I did a lesson about those of our people that are going to be saved, that aren't among the 144,000, but are among those that believe, that that listen and learn and have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, man. But then it's only right that I do a lesson about those that aren't on the side of Yahweh Shem Shai, who are against this truth and who are wicked as hell, man, and who move like the heathens move, man. And that's talking about the rest of our people, and especially that 2/3 fit for destruction, right? Out there in Babylon, man. Because you're gonna, there's wicked of our people everywhere, man. But a lot of them are gonna get taken out, in America. But I'm not focusing on. I'm not focusing on evil jakes in America. This is just going out to. This is just for the the wicked jakes everywhere, man. But I'm going to start by reading Zechariah 13:8, man. It says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, talking about Babylon, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." So that third is part of that great multitude, including those mentioned in Isaiah 11:11 that are going to be saved, man. But the majority of our people are going to perish, man. Right? And I'll bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. That's what we got a lot of our people doing. But then the rest of them are denying they're denying the Lord, man. A lot of them are talking about now how they don't believe in anything, man. They don't believe in the Most High anymore. And these are the same cats that are going to take the MOTB, man. They're just fit for destruction. They're fit for the missiles, and the destruction coming from Esau, man. Right? Because they've lost the plot. Alright? They've lost the plot there of the world, man. They're of the world. Listen, our people have gotten worse and worse, man. This is Revelation 3:10. Alright? It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? All the world, so that's including all the heathens, but that's also including our people, man. That's including our people. Because they're wicked as hell, man. Just look at the music industry right now. It's an all-time low, man, when it comes to morals, man. All-time low. Let me get Isaiah 1. This is Isaiah 1 and 2. It says, "Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me." Right? "The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider." They're not thinking about what they're doing. They're not thinking about, the sins that they're committing. Because why? Because the Lord hasn't stung them yet. It says, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, meaning sin upon sin, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord, and they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should it gone away backward, man? So you go in the wrong way. You're supposed to be coming towards the light, man, but you're going into the darkness, further and further into the darkness. That's why the majority of them are gonna rip off Esau's hand to get that MOTB, man, because they don't see any other way, and that's just the way it is. The Lord has done it to them, man. So there's no point having any pity for them. It's just the way it is. It says, why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. Right? The whole head is sick, man, and they're sick in the head. You saw these fucking ratchet ninja women, man. I'm just going to say that, because I don't want to call them Israelite women, man. I don't want to call them that. And they went into some prestigious boutique, let's call it that, in America, in Babylon. And they're going in there, and someone's filming. There's about 10 of them in there, and they're bending over and twerking, man. It's like, all these tricks tired of twerking. And I don't mean to just get on the women, man. The men are just as wicked, but that's just an example, man. And the men are evil, man. Killing each other, mistreating each other and our women and our children. They're not even manly anymore. The majority of them are being raised by single mothers, man. That's all part of the curses. It's all part of the curses at the end of the day, man. But it is what it is. There's no point having any sympathy for them, because this is how the Lord had made it, man. And let me get Jeremiah 50 actually. Jeremiah 50, because it talks about being lost sheep, right? And don't forget, let me read it. I'm not going to talk. Let me read it. Jeremiah 50 and 6. It says, "My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from the mountain. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place." Zion, man. Listen, and those shepherds, man, that doesn't just mean false prophets of religions and Christianity stuff. It means just the people who they're following, man. The people who they idolize, right? People telling them, like these so-called black leaders telling them that they can rise up and do this, that, and the other. You don't have the power, man. Alright? You don't have the power for that. But there's no rising up like that, man. Forget that. That's not ever gonna happen, man. It's about Yahweh Shai. It's about Yahweh Shai redeeming us, man. The second time around, because he's already redeemed us in a sense where he died on the cross, man. He carried that cross, right? Carried our sins, and then he died for them, man. He died for us one time. to redeem us, so we could have redemption, so we could have salvation, so we could have repentance, man. Right? And these jakes are just basically shitting on that, man. They're spitting in, I don't want to say it, but they're basically, they're disrespecting it, man. They think, they're starting to believe in ancestral magic and witchcraft. They've always been in that, but not even more so now, man. And it's because, they're falling after the heathens, man. The scriptures say, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, man. We're not supposed to want to be like that. The last thing you want to be is the oppressor, which is Esau, Edom. Because he's going to get destroyed, man. Like I can't remember if I got this. I had one lined up. I can't remember if I got it. Let me just go there real quick. What was it? I think I did go there. Oh no, I didn't. Get to the point. James 1:12, it says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried he shall receive the crown of life which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Right? So because these heathens of our nation, man, right, they don't endure temptation, they just fall into it, man. They just do what that Aleister Crowley, or Crowley, whatever the name, how his mantra, man, do what thou wilt. That's their mantra now. There's no limits for Jake now, man. The Jake will do anything. Just go on social media and you see all the wickedness they're doing out here, man. It's either wickedness, just downright perverted behaviours, or folly, man. Folly and mirth. So, there's bad times coming for them, man. I just want to read this one real quick. It says, this is Matthew 14:38. It says, watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. So even for those that, are wanting to avoid that destruction, man, that's not a promise. So those of you that are, just out there doing whatever you want, man, you're gonna get destroyed for that, man. Ain't no two ways about it, man. And I'm just gonna get some more scriptures, man, just to make the point. But yeah, hey, man, There's going to be a lot of you're going to see a lot of our people just running to Esau, man, running to Esau to get it says what, man? In fact, I'm going to go there in a minute, but that's worshipping, man. It's talking about worshipping the system. They're going to fall to that worshipping, of Esau's system, man. So I'm just trying to find a scripture here. In fact, let me just go. Let's go to the point. Let's go to the point, man, because that's what this is about, man. I want to go straight to the point, man. Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And it says that no man might buy or sell. The thing about Jake is, man, Jake just lives to consume, because Jake doesn't have anything, he doesn't own anything, so everything he does is to consume, spending whatever money they got. There's one of the biggest spenders in the world, especially in Babylon, man. But all the money that they get goes back into other people's coffers, man. It's not going into Jake's coffers. It's going into the heathens' pockets, man. Tell Jake he can't spend his money. Nah, man. Or have any money to spend anyway, man. And they're already reliant on Esau, to look after them, the state that they're in, whether it's what they call it, Section 8 out there in Babylon and things like that, housing and benefits and stuff like that over here. Jake is reliant, man. And it's not just Jake that's going to fall for the okie, but it doesn't matter about anybody else, man. Let's go back to Revelation a minute. I want to get something there as well. Kind of dragging this one out still, but it's getting late and I'm a little bit tired. It's like it. This is Revelation 21 and 8. It says, "But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." And that's talking about everyone that's against the truth, but especially you Israelites, man. Especially you Jakes, because the laws are for you, right? Psalms 147 and 19. You might as well just get it and read it. It's basically telling you that this thing is for us, and you've gone against it, man. So only you can be punished for the. It's like we always use analogies, man. It's like if I have a son and he's at the park, or a son or a daughter, and they're at the park, and they're amongst other children, and these other children are doing whatever naughty things they're doing, and my child's doing it too, but I told them not to do it. I don't care about what the other children are doing, really, because they're not my children, man. I told my child. Right, I gave my child the law of what he's supposed to do, or what they're supposed to do, or what they're not supposed to do. So when they go against that, man, only they can be punished. Just like us, man. Psalms 147 and 19, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them, praise ye the Lord. So, it doesn't really matter about anybody else, it only matters what our people are doing. Our people have been doing evil, man. I mean, you look at what happened, when Moses, was commanded to, had the Spirit in him to lead us out of captivity, man, and we up on Mount Sinai receiving the laws, man, and while he was up there doing it, just after they'd been freed by the power of Yahweh Shemashai, they was up to no good, man. They was up to no good. Let's see if I can read a bit about that, man. For the example, because these, the scriptures are for examples, man. It's no different. It's no different today, man. Right, golden calf, man. It says for 2:1, it says, and when the people, and I'll read this and I'll close that. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron. And you see, because they're impatient, man. Jay can't wait, man, for nothing. Has no patience. It's got to be now. It's got to be now. Same thing when they, he goes begging for, to go back to Egypt because of the food that they didn't like, the food that they was eating, man. Begging to eat the cucumbers and all that. Foolish, man. Right, and it says, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, up, make us gods which shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, break off. And Aaron was just basically, he was being a pussy. I'm just going to keep it real. He was, man. He let that's just he just got pressured, man. Right. Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives and of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made a molten calf. And they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Now that's wicked shit, man. I mean, that's crazy. There was no golden calf hovering over them when they was parted, when the Red Sea was parted by Moses through the power of Yahweh Shai. There was nothing like that. What sort of a God is it that is made by hands of men? And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it, and Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast of the Lord. So they wanted to use the golden calf as a conduit, man. But they made a false idol, man. And that's the laws, man. That's right now. Before they even receive the law, they're breaking it. Before they receive the written law, I should say, they're breaking it. And they rose up early in the morning, this is verse 6, and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And, read Bow and the Dragon, man, in the Apocrypha, man. And that shows you about false idols, man. It's a story to be read, definitely. But I'm not going to read it, it's quite long. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. Quickly, you see, out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy powers, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. So, stiff-necked people, man, taking a piss, man. I'm going to jump to the point. So Moses is coming down. It says, this is verse 19. It says, And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands, and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel to drink it. To the children of Israel drink of it. And Moses said unto Aaron, What did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great sin upon them? And Aaron said, Let not the anger of my Lord wax hot, for thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief. Yeah, perfect point. That's our people, man, set on mischief, man. Why to do evil? For they said unto me, Make us gods which shall go before us. And as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And I said unto them, Whosoever have any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me, and I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moses stood at the gate of the camp, and said, Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves unto him. And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord, power of Israel, Put every man his sword by his side, and go out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. So those taking out our own people, man, because they were wicked as hell. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell off the people that day about 3,000 men. And I'll leave it there. But look, that's the same thing that's going to happen, man. All the sinners of the Lord's people, man, are going to be destroyed in that day, man. Of Yahushua's return, man. Why? Because of the same actions, man. Worshipping false idols, worshipping men, being in all sorts of wickedness of, effeminate stuff, and murderers and drug dealers, pimps and whores. Even eating the abominable food, man. Let me get that real quick, and I'll close it on that. Let's get Isaiah 66. Because they don't even think about that, and you got Christians promoting eating that shit, man. And why are they going to get destroyed? Because it's against the law, man, and the laws are given to Israel, man. For Isaiah 66 and 15, For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. And for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. right? And that they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. Right? Because, right, I was talking about Israelites, really, man. Because they're the ones that ain't supposed to be eating that stuff, man. You can give that stuff to the heathens to eat, man. Like, once in a while, I make mistakes when I buy food, and, you know, I can be honest here, and I've not checked the ingredients properly, and it's had something that, something abominable. Usually, it's, it's pork. And I'll throw that in the bin, man. There could be people in the house with me that are jakes. I don't give it to them, man, because that will be putting sin upon them, man. Well, even if whether they know it or not. And really, there's no one in this house that eats swine anyway. But I wouldn't give it to any jake, man, right? Because that's causing them to sin. And that's wicked, man. Anyway, yeah, that's it on that, man. There it is. People, they're gonna get the shock of their lives, man. But it is what it is, man. So yeah, Lord willing, edifying. All praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah, Hakodash, Torah ordinance to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, man, and a great multitude. Shalom.